Hello folks, this is Anthony from Honda Snowblower Enthusiasts on YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about chute maintenance, shooter motor maintenance on a Honda HSS724-928 and 1332. Here we go. This is my 928 HSS 928. It's about, let me think, it's a 2016. I called up Honda with the serial number, and it was 2016, so this is almost 9 years old. Excuse me again, it's cold. I'm going to do some chute maintenance, okay? So the first thing you want to do, I'm going to also check the cable and the shooter motors underneath this cover. You want to take this cover off. All you have to do is unplug the light. This is the light switch right here that plugs in here. And you've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes for the cover. And the cover just comes right off. Alright? Easy peasy. Now put that aside so I don't step on it and break it. Next thing you want to do is you want to remove the cable. Now this is pretty easy. You got a cotter pin right here and a washer. You just remove the cotter pin and look at the end of the cable slides onto this little shaft here. So you take the cotter pin out, and this just comes right off. You can lubricate your cable just like on the older machine. See, I pulled the boot, and you can spray some cable lube down here. A couple squirts would probably do. And then since it's up here, it will just work its way down with gravity, okay? So you take that off. Let me think. The next thing you got to take off, since I'm doing a full shooter motor maintenance on this thing, because when I took the cover off, it was very dirty, very dusty and very dirty. And I said to myself, I better take this motors off. So what you have to do to get the chute off, you have to take this motor off first. You've got a nut right here. You've got a little bolt right here. Oh, darn it. And you got another one here, okay? And it comes right off. I'll put these in my pocket. I don't have my magnetic tray, which you should have. And let me tell you something, folks. If you're doing this for the first time, take pictures, okay? When I'm doing a repair for the first time, or maintenance, I take a lot of pictures because it's easy to forget the way parts came off. You want to see how they come off, so they put them back on right. All right. So I took pictures of here. I realized I had to take this motor off. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, you got a couple plugs for the motors. One goes in here. You can see that this one goes in here, and this one, the longer one, goes over here. It's pretty easy to, when I pulled them out, they weren't dirty at all, you know, because it's got a boot, so it keeps all the moisture and dirt out. So I pulled those off. Now I can pull the motor off. All right. You see, you got a gear. Originally, this gear was all caked with dirt and old grease. So I cleaned up the gear, and I applied some, just a little bit, not too much, a little bit of red and tacky grease. A light temperature grease will do, according to the Honda shop manual. So I put just a little bit of grease on the teeth and everything. It was very dirty. You don't want to put too much grease on it because it's going to attract dust and dirt and cause problems. you see this gear here meshes with the teeth on your chute. Okay, so let me put this aside on my little stool. Now I can take the chute off. Let's take the chute off. It's got the high collar, so I was thinking about, this is a first generation HSS724-928 made in for the United States. And it's got the high chute that can cause clogging problems, so I'm going to cut it down to about right here. I'm not going to do that today. All right, let me pull this off. All right, the bushing came off. When I originally checked this bushing, it had a lot of rust on it, so I cleaned it up and I put a very light grease on it, and then I cleaned the inside. Inside here was a little bit of rust on the back side of the teeth and everything on the inside of where the bushing, where it mounts up to the bushing. I cleaned that all up with steel wool. Clean this all up. Put a little bit of light. You don't want to put too much grease on it. I didn't want to use red and tacky. I used some white, very light white lithium grease on it. Okay. You don't want to attract too much dirt, folks. Okay. So let me check this motor here. It has three nuts holding it on. Now the same thing with this. It had a lot of old cake greased on it. This is this is the chute motor that's connected to your cable for your top hat. This operates your top up and down and everything. So that's for your top hat. It was all caked with old grease. Little bit of dirt, not too much. So I cleaned it all up and I put a little bit of red and tacky grease on the teeth and everything. The cable looks good. I could also spray a little bit of cable lube down this hole if I wanted to. The cable looks really good for 8 or 9 years old. So once I've got that all done, I can put this back together. Okay, I can put that on. Then I can put my other motor on. Bear with me, I'm trying to do this with one hand, folks. Now, if you look at this motor here, it's got elongated slots right here and right here. This is to adjust the motor. You see underneath is the teeth that goes up against the teeth of your chute. These teeth right here. So this can be adjusted in or out. Now if it's too far out, you're not going to get a very good meshing with the gears. So you want to be able to adjust it in so that the inside this gear is meshing correctly with your chute. Okay, folks. Now there's a part in the Honda shop manual that shows you the correct backlash on the meshing of the teeth. Yeah, you don't want it too tight and you want it too loose so that the teeth are skipping. Okay, you don't want your gear teeth to break. It takes a little bit of practice. I mean, it's really easy. I mean, I've done it, and it's all you have to do is push the gears together, not too tight and not loose, and then tighten up your your bolts here. So I've got this all done, all cleaned up and lubricated. I got my gears lubricated. I have my cable lubricated. These were clean. I guess you could use some compressed air to clean them out if there's any dust and dirt in there. And I can plug all that together. I have to put the chute back on, actually, before I put the motor on. That's where my pictures helped me the first time I did this. I put the chute on, and I put my keepers on, like you see on the older models. It's got the same type of keepers almost. I put everything back together, and then I realized that I couldn't. I had the motor on first, and I couldn't get the chute on, so I had to take it all off. I had to take this off again so I could put the chute on and adjust everything. So that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. That's your chute and your shooter motor maintenance points, especially on an older machine like this. This is 8 or 9 years old. It needed to be done. Everything was working correctly. There was no problems. But I like to get my maintenance done before I actually need the machine. Since I just got this HSS724-928, I want to dig into it and make sure everything's ready to go. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on our next maintenance points on our HSS models. I'm going to do a video on adjusting the skid shoes, the side and rear skid shoes, and there's a lot more coming up, folks. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.